Hello guys, and welcome to another Car Exposed video. Today we have this Vauxhall Astra TDCi Rail 2011 1.7 diesel. Right, so the complaint with the car is it stalled a couple times pulling away on the traffic lights, and it wouldn't start straight away. You had to wait 5 minutes and then the car would start. And I'm suspecting we have a fuel pressure issue or a fuel delivery issue. And in this common rail system, we don't have an auxiliary pump in the tank. We have a high fuel pressure pump that will suck the fuel from the tank and a fuel pressure regulator. So my friend brought the car here. We scanned the car with a Maxicom. No fault codes, nothing logged to give us some direction. And we took the car for a drive. I don't want that. I went to the car for a drive and checking the fuel system. And so let's get here, fuel rail and rail pressure, and then you can pretty much notice straight away, you know, and actually driving the car, you can tell that it's lagging as well. So look at that here, 124 megapascal, and the actual pressure is 23. There's another huge one in here. Let's see if I can find it there. So right here, oh, what have you done? And it's throughout the whole drive. You know, here's not too bad, not too bad. And when you start pressing the accelerator a little bit harder, trying to load the car, the actual pressure couldn't be maintained by the system. So at this point we are quite sure we have a fuel issue, a fuel pressure issue, but we have to investigate a little bit further. Let's see if I can find the other really bad one. This one here. Right, so you can see here, I was putting my foot down there. 157, 154 megapascal, but yeah, actually on the 37 there. I think it actually gets a little bit worse towards the end. Let's see if we can get that now. The highest is 157. So you can see throughout the data there that the actual pressure is not following the desired. And then my friend went on holiday, left the car with me 4 days. I took another drive. The fuel pressure actually, or the rail pressure actually improved. So in this second drive here, this was idling. This is actually a good thing, because it's what we're experiencing now. This is on idling here. You can see up and down, up and down. So the car is surging at the moment, and it wasn't on the first day. And throughout the data here, the fuel pressure data, you can see is a lot better, but it's surging. Even there, you can see there's a couple points where it's back to what we saw in the first drive. So we got one in there, but not as bad. And that is the end. So obviously I'm gonna turn the car off, the pressure's going down, and so at this point I'm gonna start the car, turn the car on. I'm gonna go to engine control module. Okay, so trouble codes, as you can see, no trouble codes at all. Live data, so we're gonna look into this fuel system again, and the car starts surging, especially when it's cold. Right, so desired fuel pressure, I'm gonna get those two guys. I'm gonna get the fuel regulator as well. Right, merge graphic. So there you go, you can see there the fuel rail pressure and the desired in light blue. And it should be a flatter line there. Look at how it's surging. I can tell by the noise in the engine. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear. And every time it surges, it spikes up. It's not moving too much on the RPM needle here, but let me hold it sturdily. It started now. Started moving now. The fuel pressure regulator is a 34% duty cycle. You can see commands from the ECU there, so that's okay. I'm happy with that. Oh, just remember something that we can do here as well. We can do a fuel pressure drop test. So in special functions, no exit test. So fuel pressure drop test. Let's go ahead and do that. So at the moment we have 35% again, duty cycle on that fuel rail pressure regulator. Desired fuel pressure 24, actual pressure, as you can see there, going up and down, 26, down to 21. It came down to 20 in at one point. And you can see the desired quite steady. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Enable. So that's in progress. Oh my gosh, sounds like it's gonna take off. So 180 MPa. It actually follows a little bit closer, not too bad there. Down to 21 when it was like 50. You can probably hear better now, the thing's surging now. You can hear better now for sure. Surging pretty badly now. So it seems like it's not able to control the pressure in a rail for some reason. I was expecting to get a pass or fail there, but I didn't get that. Can we do an injector? Let's have a look if we can do an injector balance. There we go, fuel injector balance. Let's see what that does. So that's the balancing rate there. So I suppose that, you know, obviously every injector is different. That's why you have to call the injectors. Well, let's press on. See, I've never done this test before. I didn't have this in a Delphi. Let's see what happens. Nothing seems to be happening. So we've got fuel injector balance command on. Are we supposed to just check the figures or get a pass or fail? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not getting any bar of any percentage of what's happening and what's going on. It doesn't seem to be doing anything, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into what this fuel injector balance is. If anyone has any information, just let me know in the comments, please. I'm gonna turn that off and go back. Let me go to the fuel pressure again, because it's surging pretty badly now. Okay, live data again, fuel system data. Well, desired fuel pressure, a fuel pressure sensor. And they go in red as well, which is, look at that. And again, what I want to show you here, it didn't trigger any fault whatsoever. You know, I'm happy that I've got command from the regulator valve. At this point, I don't think I have any issues with the injector, to be honest with you. But we're gonna do a back leak test on the injectors, and then we check the pressure regulator valve, and we take it from there. Alright, so we're all set up. I did put some cable ties here just to make sure it doesn't pop out when it's shaking. So this is number 1 cylinder, 2, 3, 4. So let's start the engine and see what we get. Hopefully nothing is gonna come off. Struggled a bit to start. Block this pipe here that goes into the injectors, but one of them is leaking. Let me just take care of that. But you can see I'm looking for, you know, one injector like leaking a lot more than the other one. They are all even, or pretty much even. It's not too bad. So let the car run for a bit. I'm gonna take care of this leak here. Alright, so it has been running now for a couple minutes. It's pretty much level, the injectors. Not too worried at this point. I don't think we have an injector back leaking. Let me accelerate a little bit. Started surging again, as you can hear. And yeah, we'll be doing this for, I don't know, 4 minutes. It's pretty level, pretty dead on. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to look into that regulator. It's right at the back here. Alright guys, so I'm just going to show you where the regulator valve is. It's right at the back here. I'm not going to be able to record while I'm removing it, but it's this guy with the grey plug. So remove the plug. There's 2 5mm bolts. Then we're gonna take it out and inspect it. Right guys, so I've got the regulator valve here. I'm just gonna check for resistance, and as you can see there, 1.8 ohms. So the spec of this valve here is 1.7. Okay, so it does meet the spec that I had on a service information. And what I did, I removed the circlip from the top here, and what I found, if I can get it out, all right, so the little plunger, super sticky. Okay, that should come out quite easily. And then lots of scoring. Try to get it close. Lots of scoring here, a little bit of rust, if you like. Another sign there. More in there, more scoring. It's the same thing at the bottom. Same thing at the bottom, more scoring. Okay, and then inside is gonna be a little bit tricky, but inside is the same thing. Then put the lights on. Don't know if you can see it there, but you can see lots of scoring and a line of a clean line. Well, the little spring popped out. So that's what's happening, I think. And I gotta put this, let me get the spring in. So it does have a spring inside. So I'm gonna put the spring back in, put the plunger in, and as you can see there, it doesn't go in smoothly. Oh, I'm putting a lot of pressure to get it moving. And I think that's what our problem is. It's just sticking. Could possibly clean it. But what my friend Luke did, he got another one. We are going to replace it, but let me show where the regulator goes. You can have a better idea. It's not very difficult to remove it, and it's easy. Very easy from the top. So that's where it goes, right there. Then we got our electro cable there, just there. So we're gonna fit the new one. Let me show you the new one. So here's the new one. It's a suction control valve, a Denso. It's the original one, good quality. That's the circlip that I removed from the other one. It comes with the gasket, so a new gasket, the 2 bolts, the 5mm Allen key bolts, and then another O-ring that goes around. It goes around here. Okay, so I'm gonna fit that back, and then I hook up the scan tool again, and then we see what our fuel pressure is. Right, all done. So new control valve there, regulator valve in. Cable connected. Let's hook up this contour again. Okay, so I did notice there was a control valve learning, fuel control valve learning before, so I think I'm just gonna straight into that. Fuel pressure regulator learn. There we go. So I'm gonna press on that. And I think that's how I'm going to start. Press the confirm button to start. Start the engine, allow to idle. Oh, just dying. Let's try one more time. Right, so stayed on again. So press continue. So the engine coolant temperature out of range 60 to 100. So we're gonna have to get to 60 before we can do this. So I'm gonna let idling for a bit, and then when it gets up to 60, we continue. Right, 61 degrees. Let's go back there, and straight away I can tell this engine is super happy. So I think we got it. Where did I have to go? I have to go now. Go back, special functions, fuel pressure regulator learn. So it's idling at the moment. Okay, stop engine. Okay, stop engine, ignition on, confirm, start the engine and allow to idle, continue, Control function is disabled for 60 seconds. Please wait. Condition all satisfied. Turn the ignition off. Strange. Please wait. Ignition on. Performed successfully. Continue. Exit procedure. Is that it? I think that's it. So there you go, guys. So here's the live data. We've got desired 24 megapascal and the actual pressure 23, 24, oscillating a little bit, but look at that. Nice line following the fuel the desired fuel pressure. Much better than before. So yeah, the engine is not surging anymore like before. All right, guys, just decided to take the car around the block just for a quick drive, just to see what it does like when it's on load, under load. So far so good. Let me give the beans. Definitely the engine is not surging anymore, which is a good thing. Put the foot down. Let's see if we're gonna get those big dropouts again. Nothing. Pretty good. It's following the line, the desired line, quite nicely. I'd like to see a little tiny bit more pressure there, but I'm gonna recommend changing the filters and everything. I put the foot down. Very responsive now. I can tell the difference straight away. Very responsive comparing to before. That's it, guys. Happy with it. Call it that fix. I'm probably going to recommend changing the diesel filter, but the problem that we had with the engine surging, it was definitely that, and obviously the pressure, not enough pressure in the rail. It's hard to show. But inside there is lots of scoring. I think you can see just there. And the plunger was just sticking. So that's it. Problem fix. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any comments, just leave it below. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.